Thanks for staying with us. So Fridays, we try to find out what's going on in the celebrity world, and then found this story that was brewing since yesterday or 2 days ago. So the Nollywood actress and social media influencer Nkechi Blessing Sunday and her now ex-husband Opeyemi Falegan, aka ODF, both set social media ablaze as they revealed reasons why they parted ways. The split comes as a surprise to many Nigerians because just months ago, they were on the social media displaying their love and affection for each other, vowing never to leech each other. In fact, she went as far as saying that she'll pour, is it bleach or something, acid on somebody, whoever tries to take her man. But hey, things happen. There's always there's a thin line between love and hate. So we understand that that's not even the issue. But as we always like to say, we don't like talking about people. We don't like to elicit the lessons from these people's experiences. So we don't know her, we don't know him, we're not trying to condemn their persons. We're talking about the experience. What can we learn from it? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet us and send a tweet to us at TVC Connect, please hashtag YourView TVC so we can read your tweets. Now, so the experience we're referring to here is shaming each other. You know, after I've been intimate with somebody for a while, after I've shared moments, not just with a spouse or with a boyfriend or girlfriend, but even with friends. You know, you have my secret, you're my best friend. We were close together for many years. And suddenly we go our separate ways. And the next thing I do is everything that is intimate about you and I post it on social media. Where does the respect for the dignity of humanity coming? Because we're all talking about the fact that the government doesn't respect us. We had a presidential aspirant here came from me that he wants to restore dignity. Are we dignified by doing that to each other? Is that what we have become, where we desecrate that thing called friendship, or that thing called love, that thing called union, togetherness? Is that a new thing because of this social media world? So it's something that can be quite confusing. So that's our conversation today. When you saw the videos of what she was saying, or what he was saying, or what they are saying, or what the comments were saying, the comments, oh my Lord. What came to mind? Nima, want to start? Go ahead, please.
This thing called marriage. There's a before attitude. There's a while you're in the marriage attitude. There's an after. Nobody said it would last forever. For those who it lasts forever, we are all praying for us to last forever, thank God. But if it so happens that it's not lasting, even relationships, it so happens that that it didn't last forever, there's a way you carry yourself. We had a guest yesterday. That guest had God fighting our battles. Simple and short. From interview, from beginning, I didn't miss a thing. I didn't get up. You know? She had God. For years, she had to deal with her truth alone. Yes. And so she waited for 20 years plus years for God's time to come. And so now that she's there where the world, people would come. Even the people that have caused this would then want to find a way to come and say, I am sorry. She waited God's time. You're in a relationship. I don't know clearly whether it's a marriage. That one I'm not too sure of. Because I'm wondering, how do you get to marriage without the right training? I remember when I was young and unmarried, and someone was saying to me, I'm going to marry. I said, they are ready new. It's a thing for the ready. And I knew that time I had a sharp tongue. I could not control it. And I was saying to someone, if I go and talk anywhere in the marriage, they slap me and come back here. So I needed to, mature a bit. The way I see these days, people just come out to talk. And there are rules in my religion that forbids issues of marriage to be discussed. If it is not life-threatening, people like this water down when people leave marriages for divorce, for things that are life-threatening, when they can't even have oxygen in their marriages. People like this water it down. When you bring the reason to, I forced 500,000 naira out of you, you've brought it to money. Do you know what other women are dealing with? They don't even want the money. Just let me have peace. Can I even sleep and close eye and safe? Some people sleep like this in their marriages. Do you know that? You water it down to simple things, and then the uncouth language, the description, the obscenities. God. in this month of the holy month, sir.
Yeah, let me not let you go and say what you say.
I'm telling you.
Talk about your thoughts on this, initial thoughts.
My initial thoughts, I've said it several times, marriage is for adults. Marriage is for adults. And being an adult is not about age, it's about maturity. It's about that emotional maturity. It's about that ability to deal with life when it happens to you, because there's nothing about life that will shake you like marriage. Marriage will shake you. Even in the best of marriages, there are times when you will just be like, what's going on? Did I make the right decision? Yeah. You need to have the maturity to understand there are seasons in marriage, so you don't oversay things you will regret. So your words are egg, like the way egg is. It drops, you cannot pack it back again. We need to become, we need to discuss this thing, because we must call out what is wrong as what is wrong. Exactly. Her behavior, her character, the way she lashed out at her partner, and the things she said is wrong. You don't say those things. But she shouldn't have said those things. There are things you don't say, no matter how
somebody
bad
say
things
why?
are.
Why? So wait, okay, I hear you, and I agree with you too. But there'll be an argument that says, are we going to be dying in silence if indeed my partner is not satisfying me as she had alleged? If indeed this has happened in this marriage, should a woman die in silence?
Social media conversation.
That's all.
If your marriage is in crisis, it's not social media that is a therapist that will help you deal with it.
That's all.
If you are heartbroken, social media is not where you will get help. What you get on social media is people will mock you. They would gist about you. You become topics for conversation.
Okay, let me pause
you don't get therapy, you don't get help.
Let me get talk with Mariam's initial thoughts on this, and we'll dig further. Go ahead,
yes.
What are your thoughts on
so I want to start with the part where we tell women not to be silent and use their voice and speak up because of some of the issues that women go through in marriage. And I feel that that video I saw was an abuse and a desecration of that, that thing that we're encouraging women to do. You have just bastardized it so that when women with real issues come out to talk, they will point at you and point at that video and say, is this not what you're encouraging them to do? But that is not it. There has to be a way that you speak that brings respect to yourself. I know that there are a group of people who feel that I will tear you off because this is who I am. I'm speaking my mind. That's who I am. You are telling nobody off but yourself. Everything that comes out of your mouth is just a representation of who you are and you truly are. That's it. Everybody is looking to you and looking at you now. I just think if this other person comes out with anything, they'll be like, well, we can understand why it did not work out. It has to be because of you. Look at the way you're talking in public. We cannot even imagine how you spoke to this person in private. And then you have younger ones. Maybe you want to have children sometime. Is this the example you truly want to show? Many times we do all these things because of our ego. We want people to hail us. But for how many minutes or how many seconds of your time will they call you and hail you? Then for the rest of your life, behind your back, and sometimes in front of you. In fact, there are some of your friends right now that have held on to this thing, waiting for the day that it's supposed to be your special day, the day that they're supposed to come and look at you for maybe some of the good that you have done, and then they bring out this video for you. I mean, there are different ways to express yourself. I always find people, and that's a mistake a lot of us make, I always find that people who have a certain way of talking, when they're on your side, we encourage them. When they are misbehaving, but they're on your side, you be encouraging them. Then the day, because they now do it to you, you feel bad. And so people like that, whether they're your friends now or your family members, you need to be able to call them out for their bad behavior. As far as I'm concerned, whatever it is that she was going through, the way that she decided to deal with it was wrong. You don't call people out and lay out dirty linen like that. It's not right.
Yes, she said he did a live video. He's always on a live. So I'm looking for his video, but I don't have time in this period to be searching that. I'm waiting to see if he pops up. But she claims he did a video and that he sent private messages to some bloggers about building a house. So this is where I have a reply for her. Let's assume that somebody is claiming your work. If it's not your intellectual property that you're battling in court, you have no business talking to them. If we like, where I'm from, because she's supposedly like us, we have verbally Shall women.
Niger Delta.
You know, if you know, native be shame. If he says he built your house and he's not proving it, that's his talk and empty talk. If you don't answer him, he doesn't prove anything. If you answer him, it just might prove some things. So if he says he built your house and you say you built your house, you went on in replying him, expose your business about how you're influenced and you take this amount, X amount of money. There are people who get paid better than what you mentioned. Monthly for what you do monthly. And you just came and you just exposed your secret, the secrets of your trade, in defending yourself when the matter is not even up for defense.
Yeah.
Because the matter is not before any court. Nobody's going to decide anything except based on their biases, what they feel about it. And based on some people's biases, what you did was trash.
Now, let's talk about the comments, because many people were hailing her, just like you said earlier. And I just think the thinking people have today, they're saying, okay, if I was this person's friend, would I want to continue to be this person's friend? Because tomorrow I just might be the victim. You know, I might fall out. You know, me, I remember there was a friend that I had that, oh God, let me say this. I had a friend back then, and, you know, she had issues in her marriage and everything, and we're pretty cool. And she was talking about getting bloggers to talk about her spouse, because her spouse was this public figure and everything. My husband was just listening. When the person left, well, that person cannot be your friend. If she's planning to send messages to bloggers on this matter, she will turn on you tomorrow. Because my husband has serious native intelligence. He's that one, please. Don't let her come back to this house. So if you have friends, because thank God we don't have this kind of community, we don't have this kind of friends, but if you have people like that around you, where every little thing, they go on social media, Nima does this thing, I will slap your face. Yes. If you try me, the other day, how do we think of people around us? Do we think about the friends? Do you think of the community that we live in? Do we think of the repercussion of this act when we do it on social media? That, okay, after I've done this to this one person, every other person around me are thinking, maybe I might be the one tomorrow that's just run away from this person. Yeah. Is that a possibility?
Yeah. So, obviously, there's a Yoruba proverb that just explains it. What they used, the cane that was used to beat the first wife is waiting for the second wife. The same thing would happen to you. But aside from that, that's why we're discussing this, because you see that social media is changing the way people think and reason. There are a lot of things that are going viral, and seemingly lewd, bad things go viral, and there are people that are hailing it. So before we begin to confuse young people on what is right or what is wrong, that's why we're discussing this. Yeah. It is wrong.
Yes, let me go on a break. We'll continue from the fact that it is wrong. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so in fairness to Nkechi, let's look at the other side. She has never told anybody she was a saint. She has never told anybody I'm perfect. She's never told anybody, listen, this is nice. So she is who she is.
This is Nkechi.
Now, and this man saw her and married her. So what do you expect? So what's the hullabaloo about, she said this, she said that, she was so lewd. That is who she is, and she's never been apologetic about it.
So I was going to say the exact same thing, that this is vintage her. Well, during the break, we were saying we should expect that our names will be mentioned in the next few days because of what we're saying. That's who she is. She attacks. I remember when we were having this conversation about FFK that time, and we said, some other people before had said he did this. So when you now come into that relationship, you should know that it might happen. This is who he is. So we must read the handwriting on the wall. We must be sensitive. You saw someone's behavior to another person, and your husband gave you the lesson. They gave you the answer sheets already, because there's something they would do. Tonto Dike's is also embroidered in this kind of similar drama where she's broken up and she's spilling everything spillable. But we saw Tonto Dike do it before to, what's this other?
The ex-husband.
The ex-husband. She did it to the ex-husband. This new guy saw how she did it to the ex-husband, and you entered. So you now went out and think that you will come out a saint. This is follow the patterns. This is who she is. And if you choose to go into that marriage or go into a relationship and you say you want to love her, then be prepared for whatever happens at the end.
Now, going to the part of teenagers, what are learning, but you see, when people say stuff like that, what are we teaching young people? But the truth is that in every part of the world, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So choose
you cannot, whether you like it or not, you can't expect an Nkechi to be be perfect saints all across. Your kids will see the bad, the good, and you have to be the one to help them to
distinct. This is why it's
distinct.
responsible of us to not discuss it as if it's in a positive. So for any young girl who's watched her mistakenly, watch us mistakenly knows that, okay, something is wrong here.
Yeah.
And so the person can then do a balance. But when you make popular the wrong things, the part where she called lesbianism as if it's a common word, these are things that you shy. If you even have it, you are shy, you're looking for help. We popularize all these things. They are just everywhere in people's faces.
Well, that is debatable. Let us not go into that. That's
for
debatable.
someone who is married, obviously, maybe she was doing it to win an argument. You're fighting. You're just
Fighting.
You have to be strategic. If the man even did anything wrong, as at now, for those of us who are not inside the marriage, who are just judging from outside, there's only one person that is making noise and misbehaving. The man is talking, might even be cheating her.
What if, Mariam, she has been in a frustrated marriage where nothing was happening in the other room, where the man was not doing anything, and she's having to resort to toys to satisfy her. She's frustrated. And then she's a celebrity. She has a platform. She's expressing it. Why are we upset that she's expressing herself?
You know, there was a time that I was somewhere and people were just talking about really intimate things that they do. And I said, and you know, they looked at me as usual. We are not going to say anything. I said, we all go to the loo, right? All of us.
Yes, no.
But when we go there, we go in there, we sit down, and we close the door. There's a time and place for everything. If you have a problem and you want to solve the problem, you want to do something about it, it's either you go to the person, the therapist, the doctor that can help you solve the problem. But if you want to mock somebody, then you do what she did. So it's not about her being frustrated. If she was frustrated and I want to work this out, it's a doctor or a therapist that should have been listening to this conversation. But if you want to make fun of someone, if you want to bring someone down, if you want to make the person, see, I'm going to destroy your reputation. I'm going to make sure that the world looks at you and laughs at you. One thing I know is that when you dig a hole they say when you're digging a hole for somebody, be careful how deep you dig it because you just might fall into it. So in bringing someone down, you also bring yourself down.
What if somebody, a wife, Mariam, let me stay on you for a minute. What if a woman right now is going through what she's going through, where that one's husband is clueless on this matter and nothing's happening, and she's empowered by Nkechi's video? So I can actually have options. I can actually go and do. So she feels like, okay, I'm not alone in this thing. This thing that Nkechi has come out to say, and we are all going through it. Maybe she has actually lifted somebody's mind.
Is she 8? This person that is looking, because every time there are different platforms that talk about issues like this in a very respectful, decent manner, in a way that it will help you even get help if you wanted help. It's not everyone that is inside the frustrated, intimate marriage that is looking to fight with the person online. Some people are looking to solve it, and there are many platforms that provide that.
To solve that.
My problem with that video that we saw is that we just saw a woman who was out to get someone else. That was it. It was just malice. That was what we saw. And we're trying to tell people that that is not the way to go. Yesterday, we had a woman here who, I said one part of her story was, you know, we were really awed by her success and everything. But she talked about how I'm not naturally a nice person. I used to be jealous and envious. And until I changed, see the blessings that came with it. And that's the message we want to tell people, that there are some behaviors that have bad consequences on your life, on your development, in your success, in your relationship with people. And then there are values that when you have, it would multiply and make you a better person. And so for all of us, for our children, that's what we want. And I also recognize that some people behave this way because they don't know any better. I've met people that now realize that this is their this was the situation that they were born into. That's all that they saw and all that they know. And now, as adults, they just, you know, act that way. But social media, I would say some of the good sides of it is that it also opens you up to different options. There are people who will be going through what she's going through now and dealing with it in a decent manner, and someone would learn from it and say, okay, so this is how to behave when I find myself
Let's
in
take a
this
few
situation.
messages on YouTube and tweets.
We have a lot of them.
Go ahead.
Say real life, not be mathematics. People should always resist the urge to shalaye. That's Alexander Ifeanyi Chukwu. Call Michael says, she said the guy, they always do social media online. Now online husband and boyfriend should they follow. And
But are
I'm
these
selecting
her
the ones
claims grounds for separation? Just like, I mean, I'm connecting to what
No,
Miriam just
whatever.
said.
Anything can be ground for separation for each person.
Yes,
It might not be separation for me, it might be separation for her. What we're saying is life can happen. Your marriage that is so rosy might break up. When it happens, don't bring that
to the public.
Terrible, private things.
Okay.
Things that only you, like when you're married, you're supposed to be open to your partner.
Yeah,
imagine you get married and you're wondering,
Yes.
in case this thing don't work out, let me not tell this person everything about me.
Because there's some men have watched this now and said, I can't be vulnerable with my wife because she'll go on social media, especially if she's a celebrity.
Some people don't understand this influential position that they hold. We need to treat life with an attitude of gratitude. We need to handle that talent or gift or the platform. Because for her now, it's a platform. The popularity, it's a gift. It's a privilege. It's not something you abuse. This is what God has given you to fend and earn what you eat. Treat it as that, nothing more. It's not a sword. When you go public with anything private like that, it's a double edge. You're cutting yourself as well as you think you're cutting the other person. You just might not even be reaching the person. And I'll quickly shift this to the story of the other dancer we took the other day, because the husband is still talking, trying to emphasize that she didn't want the baby that, you know, she had, and that because of that, he's trying to get, you know, she got sole custody of the children for a temporary period, and he's being pushed out of his children, and it comes every time to social media, oh God, there's a court. Reason is because the court knows how to treat these matters discreetly. Those are not open courts. Not everybody is welcome to such courts. When it comes to family matters, it's secret, only family, discreetly treated. For the sake of the children when they grow up. Now you go public and you tell the world that your wife did not love her child. You don't get Belesi. We don't get Belesi. We know how they be. There's a difference of, I don't want this pregnancy, and there's a difference of, I don't want the baby. Now, two different things. A woman is going, and it's the difference of when I have lost the baby, oh my God, I have lost the baby, I didn't want it. It's hormonal imbalance. It's not your business. It's something you would never understand.
Whatever issue it is, keep it private. Exactly.
But now you come out, you put it out there. Imagine the child at 16. She's just checking something. Something stupid pops up, and a story of how she wasn't wanted as a child. You start another badge of psychological problem for that child. Think about it in the long run. Right. It's not everything that they do publicly. Sometimes you leave these battles, and God will even fight it better than you. Look at our guest yesterday, her story. God will fight it better than you. All this, you don't need it.
It doesn't solve any problem.
Please.
Fantastic. I think we can wrap up on this. As I said, we don't like talking about people on this platform, but we try to learn lessons from these experiences. And I think the summary of this is that, yes, marriages will continue to have issues. Because you have a celebrity platform does not mean you have the right to bring it out into open. What we need, there's some things should be kept private. Just like Mariam gave us an analogy that she's responding to people that we all go to the toilet. We all poop. We don't all do it in private because certain things must be done in private. So you poop in private, your matter is private, your marital issues, your challenges in bed, your intimate issues is private.
And if you cannot deal with other, walk away. You already
and if you want to fix the problem, there are plenty of professionals who can handle it for you. Thank you very much for sharing the story. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring in our next guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.